That was not allowed.
You're unmuted.
Let me know when you're ready over, Danny.
I am ready.
Okay.
Okay. We'll call the meeting to order. Roll call, Danny.
Johnson,
Here.
Anowitz.
Here.
Renders, or I guess was gonna call in, maybe. We'll see if he connects in. Moriarty.
Yeah.
Zener Keipel.
Here.
Hanson.
Here. Stand for a pledge of allegiance, a moment of silence, please. The pledge of allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we need a motion for the approval of the agenda, tonight's agenda.
I'll move that. Motion that.
Second.
Motion a second, all in favor,
Yep.
Aye.
all opposed, motion carries. Approval of the minutes for May 26th, regular meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 26th.
I'll second.
Okay, motion a second. Any call outs on the minutes? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Did I hear?
Mm-mm.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? I guess motion carries. All right, we have citizens input. This is for anything that's not on the agenda. Hi, Mike. I guess these gentlemen back here, we're gonna put you on the citizens input and we'll give you the longer than the 3 minutes that's allowed.
He's brought some handouts. I'm gonna just pass these around. And there's 6 of them, so. Okay.
This is on the gun stuff
There's actually
that are
7.
moving into dogwood.
Okay.
We are here to just give you guys a kind of an introduction to the Hawkeye Rifle and Pistol Club. The Hawkeye Rifle and Pistol Club was started in 1961 on the north side of the Sioux City Airport
Thank you.
as a draft club. There were probably 10 members. We did incorporate it. That means we're a 65-year-old club. Somewhere in the late 60s, early 70s, the club was moved to an old World War II barracks type building, but it wasn't a barracks, but anyway, it was a crude building. We had a steel backstop, sand pits that kept the bullet, no running water, no heat, no nothing. That's what we had until somewhere in the early 80s. In 1986, I became the 50th member. And I'm the treasurer, I'm the secretary now. Bill is a board member. When we leased the building from the city of Sioux City. Once we got it and we added a bathroom, we added a different backstop, we added running water and all the creature comforts. We had 50 members to start. And our dues now are $200 a year. With that, you get unlimited access to all our ranges. In 2003, we leased another piece of ground from the city of Sioux City, and we built our rifle range on the west end. And that's a pretty unique situation because now it's a rifle range, a pistol range, a shotgun range, and an archery range. Let's see here. No, I guess it. Oh. Now our goal is we have purchased or hope to purchase 2 acres on Dogwood Trail. With the help of John Winkle, who helped to start this program. We intend to put that building up, which I sent that picture around.
Mhm.
That's 50 by 160. There's a 40 by 50-foot meeting room in there, which would be, what we consider state of the art, because there'll be 2 bathrooms, meeting room, semi kitchen. And we do have quite a few younger people that go in to drink coffee on Tuesday and Thursday. And then that's attached to a 15-foot barrier between that and a concrete shooting range. The shooting range will be split in the middle, 25 feet on both sides. One will be multi-purpose, one will be a permanent 75-foot pistol range or gun range. Our goal is to have a perfectly safe range with excellent air quality. It'll be designed with concrete, so there will be virtually no bullets exiting the building. And you won't, the way it's set up now, you won't be able to hardly, if you stood outside, you wouldn't be able to hear a bullet. So Bill will answer any, tell us about what we do there, and then you guys have any questions, we'll answer.
You mean on the outdoor range? What we do at the range, anybody that, we're a private club, so anybody that joins the club has to go through an orientation, a safety orientation, which we have every month. And you cannot become a member until you go through that. We also have classes for people who have very little experience with shooting, which we conduct twice a year. And it's basically a safety class, and we open that up to the public, not only club members. And it I've done it now for the last 3 years, and I want to say 45 people have taken the class, and I want to say 30 of them are people who have never shot a gun before in their life. And they have a lot of fun doing that. And we want to make sure they do it safely, and they want to make sure that they are given the opportunity to learn about handguns without being afraid of them. Well, if they don't have a firearm, we'll supply one. I do not put a 45 in somebody that's never shot a gun before. It's going to be a 22. One class, we had a husband and wife.
Uh-oh.
Hey, the women will outshoot the guys. I'll tell you why.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Because they listen.
Yeah.
They do listen. Because I was coaching her a little bit, and she was out shooting her husband. And when we brought the targets back, I could see on his face he was a little not happy about it, because guys know everything. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, we'll put up another target. I'll work with you. He is scoring improved. So it's basically learning what to do and how to do it and do it safely, because we want to make sure that our bullets don't leave the range. We have nothing that happens that's catastrophic. We never have had that. We don't want that. I'm gonna kind of give you a thumbnail sketch of what we have in our outdoor ranges. Our rifle range, we have targets from 100, 200, and 300 yard distances. And we have different shooting events out there. We'll have CMP, which is civilian marksmanship program. We also have military cast bullet shoots. We have varmint shoots out there. On our pistol range, we have several shoots out there as well. We have hanging targets of steel, which you can shoot at, which you get instant feedback when you hit a plate. Yes, that's a great sound to hear. But like I said, we also have some barriers put up so you can access the back of the range while somebody shooting at the front part of the range. Okay. Also, we have IDPA shoots. We have USPC. I got several action pistol matches, but the hanging plates are stationary. They don't move, and you can shoot them anytime. And if you want to see where your bullets would hit, you bring a can of white spray paint in between when the range is safe. You spray it so it's all white, and then when you shoot, you can see where your bullets are hitting. We have an outdoor multi-gun range. The reason we have that is when we have events at our rifle range or a pistol range, people want to go shoot, they have no place to shoot. So we have a multi-gun range, which you can shoot any gun on that. And the ranges are there 25, 50, and 75 feet. Okay. We also have gongs out there. That range gets the most use of any other range that we have because there's events going on in the other ranges. We have a shotgun range out there with 2 pad traps. Pad traps are automatic throwers. You know, in which they're shooting tonight. We have a youth league out there that, right now they're on their way to state to qualify for, the events out there. They're in Cedar Falls or Cedar Rapids right now. We also have an archery range out there. It's right next to our, shotgun range. We have targets at 15, 25, and 35 yards. So people that want to go out, because most people that, own guns, I shouldn't say most, a lot of them also shoot archery. And we didn't never really had a place for them to shoot targets. So now we have a place for them to do that as well. We're looking at maybe having a league started or maybe a 3D shoot out there as well. We have quite a bit of ground. We just want to make sure that we have the facility and there's the interest for people to do that. Okay. Our club is the best kept secret in Siouxland. There's a lot of people I still run into have no idea that we're around. If they want to go shoot, they go to Rev Tech to go shoot rifle, or they go up to Lamar's to shoot trap. They don't know about us. And we're trying to change that. We're 840 members right now. We'd like to grow to at least 1,000 members. Any questions?
Yeah, starting from 50, huh?
Long time.
Yeah, so part of why asked the gentleman to come, there is as they're trying to develop the indoor range in Sergeant Bluff, there's a process we have to go through. The state requires the P and Z council kind of have to be aware of it and bless it from it meets all of our zoning requirements, but just wanted them to get ahead of things, introduce themselves and kind of talk about their project for me. So you're not surprised when things come up. So yeah, so the new range, yeah, you're hoping to be building this fall, hopefully, as
We're hoping to get something started. Our intent is to put the meeting room up
first.
right away and then work back. We can probably cash flow the meeting room.
Mhm.
We're looking for donations, so be careful in your mailbox.
Mhm, there you go.
Yeah.
We anticipate this program to be about $1.5 million. Now, we have a lot of people in the club, like my son works for Suter. We have people that sell heating and air conditioning. We have members that sell windows. We have set members that do garage doors. We don't expect it, but we hope that they all volunteer some of this stuff. If the guy gave us 2 garage doors, that would save us $5,000.
Mhm.
If Gerken gave us windows, that would save us $10,000, so those kind of things become pretty important, but we got to get this first leg done, so we can get an address and get the land laid out.
Yeah.
Then we'll plot the building, then
How much bigger is your proposed building than what you have out in Sioux City?
Oh, the current one?
Yeah,
that's
or,
Our building right now.
75 feet by 24.
Yeah,
okay,
it's quite a bit smaller.
smaller, yeah.
And we have 10 shooting lanes here. We're looking at maybe 13, maybe 4 on one side, 9 on the other side. So we can have 2 different groups. If we have a league or something shooting on one side, the other range will still be open for members.
One of our goals is maybe to be able to work with law enforcement down the road where they'd be able to use our multi-purpose range for training purposes. We haven't dwelled into what the cost would be or anything like that, but I think there's quite a need for that amongst law enforcement to have a place to do their training and stuff. That way they could have that part of the range and it wouldn't affect the other side. One of the things we have with our meeting room will be open to the public. Say we had a banquet or a wedding, the shooting range itself will only be accessible to members. If you're a non-member, you will not be able to go in there.
So if there is an event happening in the meeting room, members can still access the range because we're going to have a hallway, so to speak, that it's a buffer zone. As you go through that, you have to go through that before you can access the range. And non-members will not be able to access those areas.
Look forward to working with Sergeant Bluff.
I've had the pleasure of shooting down there and look forward to the new improvements. So thank you.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
I know.
I bet you are.
It'll be warm. If you ever shot there in the wintertime, some of the leagues, you can see your breath as you're shooting on the line. That's a little cold.
You folks have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good, yeah. Good luck there. I'm assuming I had for citizens input.
Just here for, no, I'm not here for.
Consent, they got a library
Yeah.
Yeah,
board member.
that's not, yeah. That's all right, we'll move on to approval of consent agendas. So we have tobacco license renewal for Casey's, tobacco license renewal Circle S Bluff Stop, tax abatement application 305 C Street and 712 Jack's Court. Appoint Alicia Shaban to the library board of the trustee position number 4, the term will end 2031. And then we'll have bills, check numbers 91,645 to 93,749, an amount of 183,443.82, and ACH transactions, the amount of 22,249.48. So we have a motion for all those.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay. Got a second? Or first and a second? Excuse me. And we have, I'm trying to hold my comment back.
I know.
Any further discussion on any of these? That's nice that
I'm glad the library board position is filled.
what
Yeah,
she said.
Well,
Yeah, we were hoping to fill it with another guy and, but you know,
Hey, a body's a body.
and this person is actually Alicia's very dedicated. She's already serving as a patron that is going above and beyond in volunteering time. And so we felt it was more important to have somebody that was passionate about serving on the board for that long of a term to step in at this time.
does this fill your board?
What's that?
Does this fill your board?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, we only had the open position from Jerry.
Yeah, I just didn't realize you turned it over so.
Yeah, Sergeant Will Schools, I thought so.
Yep.
What was that, Kurt?
She's a teacher in Sergeant
Oh,
Will
is she?
at the high school.
What high school teacher?
Good school teacher. Yeah, with special.
Her husband used to work for DNR. They live on Topaz there. And they had actually moved away, didn't sell their house, and it was meant to be. They ended up moving back and moved right back into the house.
Nice. That's great.
Awesome. All right, any more comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Welcome on board, Alicia.
Thanks.
Okay, discussion action items, approval annual utility accounts receivable write-offs. Assuming that's Danny.
Nope.
And Jeanette.
That's why we got
Jeanette.
Jeanette here today.
Talk through what.
As soon as I looked over, I
we're gonna
thought,
have.
Mhm. She's in the corner.
Yeah.
get back in the corner.
No.
My little spreadsheet.
Announce your name and
Have to announce it. Nope.
Nope.
No, it.
Yeah.
Curtsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't saying yes to that, but I mean, so I think we said in the notes there, yeah, we were just looking for the utility write-offs of approximately 14.5. And then there's a small amount of accounts receivable standard. Those are just simple, smaller buildings that we do to various things like a bulk water billing or a permit or something like that. We might need to bill out separately for $40. The accounts receivable write-offs is so much lower than it was on that side because we had a large, I think it was like a hydrant or something we had to write off that we billed to somebody that didn't pay. And then the utility write-offs are a little bit lower because it's a shorter amount of time than we did in the last time we brought in write-offs. And I don't know if Jeanette has any additional comments regarding those or not.
We'll kind of explain them, I guess,
Yeah, I broke them out by kind of location in town like I usually do, but this time just because that sounds like a larger amount, the 14,000. So I included the total billing each month. So you could kind of see overall where it is. So it's a little bit less than 0.25% that we're actually writing off. And then we still continue to try to collect that. So down in the green there, I put how much we had received for that same fiscal year that we're writing off, how much we got from the Iowa offset program. So we got $18,653.27 back that we're not writing off. So we've collected more through that than we're actually writing off.
And that set off is what does that mean?
If
IO
there's
set off.
taxes we've collected, it's people that haven't paid that I've sent to collection through the state. And then we've gotten the money through their taxes, tax refunds, and also casinos.
Okay, well, still, I mean, we addressed this big last year, 2 years ago, or
Probably two,
2 years ago,
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
and it doesn't look like it's gotten any better.
It's tricky because it's gotten a little bit better. They're kind of turning over more often now. So I know when we talked about doing that before, there was a big focus kind of on the dollars of it that are getting left over. Our focus was kind of more on the labor of it because as they're moving people out, because now they do this 3 red tags and you're out.
Okay.
So when they do that, then there's a lot more turnover over there because then they get their 3 red tags, they don't renew their lease, make them leave, kind of blame the city a little bit.
sometimes they
We've
do, yeah.
gotten that feedback. But anyway, it makes it a little bit more labor intensive for our side because we're sending people out to read the meters over and over because they're getting in there, they're there for 5-6 months, they get evicted. Then we're going out and doing more paperwork. I know one of the things for that agreement was that Jason, the property manager, was gonna be over there quite a bit, and the feedback we're getting here is that nobody can reach Jason, Jason's not there. So, it's still almost 50% of the entire write-off is that location, because it's all rental, so.
Do we need to revisit that with them? The agreement from about this?
Well,
Especially
yeah.
if he's not,
What we were looking at doing was I think changing our ordinance so that the owners would be billed for all utilities and not
Anything
Not
over
the
a certain
tenant.
amount of, I think it was
So many
24
units, yeah.
units, yeah.
and like a little concerned about litigation that might come to balance to
Being the,
back as far as is it legal? It's one of I guess there's a risk for everything. I mean, if we think
but are they living up to their end of the agreement that we just
He's,
had?
yeah,
2
he's
years ago?
talking about how we talked with, what's his name?
Tristan.
Tristan,
Tristan. And he was gonna make these changes. He was gonna have an office open. He was going to do all these things to help facilitate getting this paid. And I don't think any of that has,
well, they have
It did for a
Alicia, or
little
whatever
bit.
her name is,
Elisa.
Elisa.
They have done that. They've gotten a person where the yellow notices, because
Okay.
before the feedback was that he was just throwing
Throwing
them
them
away.
away.
And I think this Elisa, everything's going to this Elisa in Norfolk now, so I think somebody's at least eyes on that. And then every time we send red tags out, I make them a list. Here's the people that are getting red tagged. You know, with the assumption that somebody would let me know, like, those people are gone. And that's kind of not
That's hit and miss.
a struggle, yeah. And then we'll actually disconnect and then we'll get a couple days later, oh yeah, they're gone. So we've gone out red tag, we've gone out disconnect, and then find out they're actually gone. Sometimes it's actually our public works guys that say that looks empty, so.
So nothing's really changed. then.
Well, they are doing she had mentioned the 3 red tags in your out. That was something that they had proposed as an option in order to reduce the number of
Perpetual
perpetual
bad debt.
people who are gonna leave the city with potential monies that we have to collect on, and they're doing that. It does
They are.
create its own kind of administrative
kind of-
burden on a different side of things.
Yeah,
Kind
because
of shifts it.
the problem with that is somebody can have 2 red tags and they say, I want to do a payment agreement. So then they've got their bill that they do the payment agreement for, then their next bill's due, they don't pay that, they get a red tag and they leave. So now we've got the previous payment under a payment agreement, we've got the new payment that's due, and then you've got usage in between too. So you basically have 2.5 months that they're leaving when they just. So,
Yeah, so it's not a 100% yes, and there's not 100% no.
Yeah.
There's things they do, but
yeah.
it's
And Riverbend
perfect.
kind of, we have the same thing with, but Riverbend's all electric. So we don't have where they have electric, water, sewer, garbage, everything else that they're leaving. When they leave over there, it's an electric bill, so. it's kind of
which is why it's so much.
labor related, the same amount of, you know,
Work.
as, yeah,
Yeah.
but the dollars are less because it's only electric.
And then I see that this other rental, is that just homes around
That's
that are
just
rental?
Single, you know, like a Doris
Mhm.
Christensen or, you know, the,
Stulicks or
Stuart and
the
things, yeah, where it's.
Thelanders or.
And they
Yeah.
just have
Duplex,
just
something
a
like that.
few,
That-
yeah,
And those are pretty high percentage wise based on the number of, I mean,
yeah,
there's 7 homes that cost 35%.
right,
So,
Yeah,
And
they're large amounts.
yeah,
yeah.
right.
Because the one
Except for
on
one.
Frontier was $925 because I don't remember, I don't remember if that was. I don't think it was a leak. I think it was just a group that they had a large amount of people in the home. And were using a large amount of water and electricity.
We do have quite a few rentals that are not Riverbend.
Mhm,
or
right.
Brook Hill.
There's
There's a
quite a
decent
few
amount.
out there.
Yeah, but if you look at that 35% being 5,100, like 925 of it was just one rental.
And one was 1,000, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's-
That was kind of my point is you've
Yeah.
got, well, I see now they're what,
yeah,
9,
there's
10
4
there are
over
9 of them.
800, 925, yeah,
or 35% of the overall bill.
yeah.
That's
And
large
that-
amount.
That's where we're running
large.
into, yeah, they're full electric, water,
Mhm.
sewer, garbage, and then they do that where at the one bill due, oh, I need to do a payment arrangement. Then they have the next bill skip out, and that's where we end up with those larger dollars.
And we are legally obligated to, you know, if they want to do a contract, they can.
Right.
Things, they,
Yeah.
just the way the law is does push the liability towards cities.
Yeah, so I think this is just where we end up.
Yeah,
Is there any, Aaron, what you mentioned about holding the property owner, the responsible, is that something? Like, have we talked with Sarah? Like, do we
Yeah.
know what?
Yeah, well, that was what I thought you were getting at, was that we tried the
What the
ordinance
implications
piece and that was the legal pushback from,
That complicated pretty quick.
it complicated it.
Yeah.
I'm new to all this, so I
Yeah,
don't know all the backstory, but
but I think once they, you know that they're out, then any outstanding meter read does go to the owner.
Yeah, yeah.
If they're, but,
but it's when they have those contract payment agreements and everything, and then they skip out, and then that's when it gets larger. But I think there's a thing where we can do a lien, but that gets messy too.
It's like that one for 101 East Street. In September 2 years ago, that's when the sheriff came and literally physically moved them out of that house.
Mhm,
And that's been sitting empty ever since, so.
yeah,
are they the owners or they're renting?
I think it might have been a family member of the owner.
It was.
Oh, and I know which one you're talking about. It's on First Street. And E, okay.
Yeah,
It's been sitting empty ever since. then.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what I keep asking
Mhm.
about.
Yeah, it is.
East Street that threw me off.
It did, yeah, right. Yeah, I feel like, I mean, this is just kind of the cost of doing business.
and that's why I put the total billing, so that you could see that in the grand scheme of things, it's a pretty small amount, but there's a lot.
0.002.
So on that note
percent.
that Kirk brought up on that house, somebody's paying taxes on it, somebody's mowing it, can't we?
Yeah.
Find that person?
Well, yeah, Beacon tells me who that person is.
I'm sure they're still paying utilities.
Yeah, they have the utilities in their name now, but I don't think I can attach this to them. I can't just roll it over into the landlord's name. I don't believe. I think we can, there's in an ordinance somewhere, and I don't know exactly, there's a thing where we can
That we could double check with Sarah.
Yeah. right.
lien on the property, but if they never sell the property, then
Yeah, that'd be different, but if it's,
Cause the landowner didn't use the utility, it was a renter, and
Yeah.
that's kind of where it.
But it was their, I mean,
it's their
Their
responsibility.
responsibility, it's their home.
Isn't it? Huh?
I think,
I feel like we looked into that, but. well,
I think
go
you
back and
did,
look.
but
I'm
I
pretty sure
don't
we looked
remember
into it.
the,
It
I
was-
don't
I don't
remember the
remember the
outcome.
answer.
It was a little iffy, I thought,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong about that. It's been a long time.
Yeah, Iowa utility laws.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
Yeah. Exactly.
well, and Iowa changed how they
right.
kind of do things and now everything's in a different department or different website and everything too, so.
Check again. Yeah. Double check.
Looking for a motion.
Discussing. Yeah, look for a motion here.
I'll make the motion for the write-off of 14,676.34.
You left it second. Second. It's just, it's so unfortunate.
I know, but it's,
But we-
it's,
Amazing to learn what's on.
But we do continue to collect, like.
We do
she
continue
was
he
to
does
collect
keep
and then
trying.
And then we do continue to collect and eventually, like, I just got one in May that was from 2022. So I do leave it out there and kind of renew it when I'm supposed to renew it. So it keeps going through the state of Iowa. The other thing is the state of Iowa now has a thing where if they've left the state, they can collect through other states. And I don't know what that process is to do that, but we have some people that I've submitted there. But when I get a post office thing for forwarding address, they've moved to like Nebraska or South Dakota. And so then they're not getting money in Iowa anymore. So then kind of stuck. So that might be something I can look into too. To see if there's a cost involved with that. Cause if they just moved to Nebraska, that might be worth it.
Jason, what are your thoughts on this?
I think we're extremely low. Talking 0.25% is incredible in my opinion.
Yeah.
I guarantee you long line just isn't that well. I think they've got a lot of good things in place. They do a good job of getting people on auto pay. It's just unfortunate there's gonna be some, and that's just the way it is. I think they do a great job.
And I do put now, because of the system that Oak Hills has, I do put, because there's an alert, like when you pull up somebody's account, there's an alert that can pop up. So I do have an alert that will pop up to say they're on their third red tag or they're on their second red tag. So we can be really cautious about doing payment arrangements and try to find a different way than doing the payment arrangements. So we don't get kind of stuck. And there's people, if they do have a couple payment arrangements that get voided, I will tell them, and I'll write on their payment arrangement that if this one gets voided, you're gonna have to make 2 consecutive payments before you can do another payment arrangement, because that's
Yeah, we are allowed
still
to do that.
legal and
Yeah, we are. still
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there a way
Okay.
that if it hits that second reg tag, that's gonna be auto deduct or auto pay, or, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously the money's still gotta be in there, the day
Yeah.
it's gonna come out, but I mean, are there
yeah.
different steps that we can take from first to second to third? going-
Well, we've kind of also gotten to where we passed the thing where we don't take checks anymore for red tags,
Yeah.
and that's helped as well,
Good.
because otherwise we're reconnecting the check bounce, we disconnect, and
Yeah.
then they skip out, so. We've kind of gotten a little bit better with that piece of it too.
Thank you for the effort you're making. for
You
all
bet.
of it.
Yeah.
Time consuming and tedious. for sure.
It's fun, I have a little bingo card that I use for red
I've
tag.
seen it.
Wondering what's gonna be said today.
All right,
You run out of your blotter.
Hmm?
Bingo card, you gotta have a blotter.
oh, I can pretty much get a blackout every time.
All right, let's,
Are we good?
we got a motion, a second, all in favor?
Bye.
Thank
All
you.
opposed? Motion carries. All right, the next item is discussion of residential tax abatements, which expires in December of this year. I was the one that said this, we need to start talking about this in June because there's a lot of discussion to be made on this. It's a big decision to be made. There's a lot of builders, realtors, residents that are asking questions about, is this going to continue? You will have a sheet, I think Aaron put one together.
Yeah, emailed some stuff that's in the O drive as well, but I want,
That's
Not
No,
mine.
Yeah.
oh
mine
my
either.
goodness, I'm not in there.
It's,
Yeah, emailed it
it's
out.
bizarre.
On
how
mine. And
Two of ours don't work and ours.
I'd like to read mine.
I might.
Yeah, what I handed on your desk is more specific to the Baker Prairie Bluff, because that's part of that development agreement coming up, but, I guess from what I emailed out, I don't know if there's any questions on any of that or what you want me to go through.
Click twice.
Have to find the packet here.
What's the difference between the two bigger Perry Club PDs? PDFs.
I think,
One's a landscape, the other one's portrait.
yeah,
portrait?
I think that's basically, so like it didn't print very good on portrait or landscape, so. Yeah, that's all. It should be the same information. So I can go through that if you want. And that's
Yes,
kind of more of
please.
specifics. The program's been, we started it in 2010, from, I don't know, probably mid '80s to about 2005, 2006. We didn't need it. I mean, we were developing subdivisions or houses, permits were flying off the shelves. We were growing like a weed. Then the recession hit about 08, 09, the housing bubble. And that's when we instituted it. We were, probably doing 35 homes a year before and then dropped down to less than 5.
Well, I'll throw in Whispering Creek started up at that time too, so that was competition to,
And they had theirs.
and they had that in place.
Yeah, and yeah, so basically we set an ordinance in 2010. It was for 5 years, and then in 2015, we extended for another 5 years. Then COVID hit, and I think we extended it 1 year, and then decided in 2021 to do another 5 years.
Yeah, that's when they started that new development up Lakeport. Back-
Oh,
I can't think of the name of it.
Elk Creek,
Elk Creek.
Is that-
right?
yeah.
I think.
So that's why Bill was really big on that at that
Kind of
time.
countering to that.
Mhm.
So I could only go back in the online records to 2013. The county shows, but 2013, our total valuation of home residential was 186 million and change. And currently it's 474 million and change. So some of that is increases in valuations every 2 or 3 years. But just the value of the residential growth has been part of when that product's been coming in. So I guess a lot of my angle when I look at things as the city administrators isn't really individualized. It's more trying to, if you're not growing, you're dying kind of an aspect. So there's, I mean, I just see it as been a tool that's helped. The one assumption is if we didn't have it, people would still build. And that's not what we're hearing from realtors and developers with interest rates and different things. The other part of it is the other area towns also have similar programs, so you're competing with other towns. So I guess that's part of the other. It looks like Serenity Phase 1. I don't know. There's gotta be less than 20 units left, but there's some of those units, the 34 units in Serenity Phase 2, and then what Jan is proposing would be another 42 units that would benefit from extending it.
So how many are ready to buy or build on right now? Not proposed, not when this gets done. How many in June of 2026 are ready to be built on?
Probably would be the Serenity 1 and Serenity 2, which would be, I don't know, 50 or 60.
Serenity 2 is that the?
Jack's Court with the
Is that
55
the
plus.
55 plus?
Mhm.
And is anything sold over there?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think he's got 4 or 5.
There's 4 or 5, but
Yeah.
I'm almost thinking.
Just going for it.
only 2 have been built and they're starting the other
Yeah, I'm
duplex.
just thinking for as, slow as, as
Yeah.
those first units got to be built over, which been almost a year.
Yeah.
Take them to build those, so.
Yeah.
That kind of told me in the back of my head that he didn't have anything sold. Cause he's
Yeah.
taking his time on these.
Well, you can sell lots before anything shows.
Well, I know, but
Yeah, I think he said he had maybe a handful, so
Yeah.
when we toured a couple months ago.
that's
I'm starting to think.
6 there, what'd you say, 20? So roughly 26 available as of right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I'd say it's a little bit more than 26, but probably 50 or less. Yeah, I would think that, because there's one in Kingston, there's one in, like, in your neighborhood, it's Settlers on the corner,
There's just, yeah, just that one.
corner of Coffee Farm and.
Oh, you're talking empty lots?
Empty
Yeah.
lot,
There's
There's only
two
one,
lots over
yeah.
there.
Oh, there are two?
Oh, there's two. Oh, there's one right on the
none.
corner.
There's one on the
Cotton.
corner coming in, and
Yeah.
there's one.
But
And
yeah,
then one
not
down.
too many.
Yeah,
I mean,
two
not,
corner lots.
Yeah, that
um,
one on the corner of Coffee, that's owned by the Coffee family.
They
case
they're
they-
not,
In case they ever, kids or grandkids ever wanted to build a house, that's the reason why that lot's there, so. So not many, is
Yeah.
what you're saying, right?
not many currently, yeah. And we don't have, we don't have any imminent development that we're aware of that's looking to do. We had someone kind of along
So I was just gonna go back to-
Lakeport and 220th. There was somebody that has ground, it's currently in the county, but would want to have it as annexed in.
Are those 2 acre lots out there?
Mhm.
Those have been for sale for a while.
There's actually movement on them right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
is there?
yeah, they're building.
They're starting to move dirt and stuff.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Yeah, so 2 of those 2 acre lots, they were looking to put a 4 acre and kind of have
I'm having a lot.
almost like a Mop and Pines where you have a common road and so
Have people expressed interest that if we were concerned that because this is not on the books past 2026, that's preventing potential development?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
In
We
fact,
have, I mean,
Jan's one of them.
Right.
Of course.
Well,
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Until the people are that will buy into those.
Yeah.
So just, I mean, just a general elementary FYI, the lot sits there empty. And it doesn't really generate a lot of revenue in the community until somebody buys that lot. And then that lot is actually generating a lot more money into the, and then the assessment, the abatement goes to the structure. Okay, so the lot's already generating taxes into the community once it's purchased. So the abatement is on the structure. So if you do a 3-year tax abatement where there's no taxes, that's on the structure, not the property, the lot. So I asked Aaron too, can we do one or the other? Do we have to do both? Can we not do the 0 to 3 year and do the 1 to 10 where when actually it's only 9 to 10 because your first year, you're still putting money in. You don't really get 1 month, 1 year free. That you just gradually pay into taxes into doing the 10-year. And to me, it's also beneficial to the elderly people that go into the 55+ homes. It brings in local option sales tax, so the people that move here. It brings volunteers to our community. Those are just some things I believe, and that's some of the things I voted on back in 2010 when we first adopted it.
Yeah, maybe I can just go to the actual sheet I printed out for you. So for Jan's parcel, she's got 9 acres.
See, Mike,
Thanks, Mike.
It's valued at 26,690. And the city taxes out of that is $122 a year. So for it being farmland as is, we get $122 from her for the city portion of the taxes. I guess to Ron's point, if they were to make it into a subdivision and divide out the lots.
Yep.
We're estimating $25,000 per lot would be the new valuation. And she's proposing there'd be 11 lots in there. So that moves it from 27,000 to 275,000 for the valuation. So just having it ready to be built on, there again, that total area, we get $1,750 in city taxes just for it being developable. And then once a building's built, which is the two spreadsheets below, the 10-year graduate abatement. The year one it comes on, they get forgiven 80% of the building. Next year, 70, 60, 50, 240s, 230s, 220s, and then on year 11, it's on the full. What she would be doing is building fourplexes, and we've estimated that to be 1.2 million for the fourplex, 300,000 a piece. And so, yeah, these are all calculations of what the taxes, city taxes would be, not the full taxes, the school and all that, just city taxes. So that gives you, for each of those years, the taxes we get on the building, taxes if nothing's built and it's developed, and then the taxes if it just remains ag land. So, the next one down is the 3-year. For the first 3 years, the building itself is fully exempt, and then the rest of the years down to year 11, they pay the full tax. And so in the areas shaded in green are just the cumulative taxes that we would get in each scenario. So, I don't know, Jason, if you have anything, you've helped me put this together, so. If there was no tax abatement and somebody built this, basically that's 7,610 every year. So you'd have 76,000 versus 43,000 in the 10-year abatement. So a lot of numbers. I don't know if they make any sense, or if it makes any sense, or does it matter? But
Is there anything anybody would want to see that we can create for you to have an educated decision? Yeah, I don't know what you're looking for to help you make your decisions. It's hard for us to try to come up with something. We did the best we can with something like this.
No, I think this is helpful.
I mean, yeah, this is fine, you know, and this is, you know, what I'm basing in my head, you know, the numbers and everything's fine. I'm basing the three things. What do people move to town? What do people live in Sergeant Bluff for? Schools, okay, now we got 1B, schools can't support any more kids coming to
You
town.
might wanna say that.
Okay.
School.
2, they come in for the safety of
As
the
of this year.
community, and that's all part of that, and that's all part of that, but I just don't, you know, when we've got such a few amounts of spots left in town, I don't, you know, my thoughts are, why are we giving away what people are gonna pay for anyway? This way we're not, and I don't know, it just goes back to that 25-year-old question. What's this gonna do to schools? We can't get a new school passed. We got people moving into town. We got young families moving into town. You know, when I get the 55 plus, they don't have
There's
kids.
your answer. right
They don't
there.
care.
Mhm.
They aren't gonna vote for a school because they don't wanna pay for it. We've seen that in the numbers over the last 25 years of who shows up at the polls and how they're voting.
Yeah.
You know,
And we've seen where all that happens is the goalposts get moved. You know,
Yes.
we support where we try and adjust one thing, try to hold our taxes,
yes.
And I'm
our
not,
tax levy low and not raise it. And
I don't want to argue any point. I'm pretty neutral here. The only thing I want you to make sure you knew that the new abatement law as of 24 of July,
20,
Yeah.
it started, yeah.
school taxes cannot be abated. They have to pay those. So
And I know, but
I just didn't know if you knew.
Yeah, I knew
just
that.
trying to be informative.
But
That's
the
helpful.
general public does not know that. So when you're hearing
Yeah, I know.
when you hear all the no people talking about, one of their main things that they bring up is this abatement.
Mhm.
Well, if we stop the tax abatements, then schools will be able to, and they don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
they aren't informed, they're not gonna look for it. You know, so it's just a perception out there.
Yeah.
You know, and
it is,
all
yeah.
this. So-
You're absolutely right, because we've lived that. I mean,
it's been, yeah, it's 25 years old now.
Yeah.
I mean, they were starting to, you know, do this when Jason and I were just getting out of high school 25 plus a couple years ago.
10 years ago.
But I'm just, you know, it's just supply and demand.
Mhm,
We don't have a lot. Why give it away?
mhm.
However, if
You know, we're thinking on, if I don't know if you can separate them, if, you know, the tax abatements, there's one for residential, there's one for commercial. I have no
Right,
problem giving
yeah.
a full go ahead to commercial, because
Yeah.
what's this town need more than anything? More business in it instead of more houses in it. So,
And we did have a commercial abatement.
Yeah,
It
that's-
did expire that we probably could.
That's just kind of my thought. We've got all,
Bringing that one back.
yeah,
The,
we've
the
got all
tax,
this land
the
to
tax
develop.
abatement for residential also helps those that have been here for 25 or 50 years to remodel their homes to a certain assessment. And we can also hold that to certain areas or certain amenities to that property
Yeah,
that doesn't.
just ask number C here, there. On the new tax abatement,
Yeah,
with this new property that we're so opposed to, but anyway.
yep.
You
That's why I
know,
was
so
laughing.
He was trying not to say it out
I know.
loud.
I was biting my tongue and looking at Ron too. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's like. ugh.
So that's kind of where my thoughts
So
are.
what do you need anything, Ryan? Thank you, I'm not trying to.
So that's just,
So I mean, it is helpful for the existing
That's
residents
something
already.
that else could help.
You know, I guess the question I had, we started talking about this a little bit before, is if the comment was made that certain sections, certain developments can have it and others cannot, and that, I do have trouble with that.
Yeah, right now it's citywide.
It's-
It's citywide.
Yeah, I think it was just mentioned as an option.
And
here.
Okay.
that would be an option that I am not in favor of.
I would say the same.
Right.
Like, I would just say like, that was something that was thrown out before, and I'm like, I probably would not be in favor of that. Like, I think it's either all or
all or
all or
But
none.
they're also talking about taking TIF away also.
I do think, to Kirk's point, that there aren't very many lots now. However, it probably would be worth considering the potential development that, maybe would be considered if we had it. That if there are other developers who have said, oh, we'd really like to come to Sergeant Bluff and, open up some new lots or whatever, but they're not pursuing it because they don't see this as being on the table right now. And what other communities are offering it that would be more, that are we losing potential development from future, investors, or from current investors who want to invest in our future, and losing it to other communities? That is that worth the consideration, would be my question.
And some of that you don't know. I mean,
Right,
you don't know that they will come. You also don't know that they're gonna build no matter what, if you have the program or not. I mean,
Right.
but our feedback we get from those people who would do that, or this would hurt that would mean,
Right.
but do you believe them?
no, they're just,
Yeah.
I mean, we're just taking them at their word, that.
what developments would we have? So if we get this going for another 5 years, I thought we were pretty much out of room.
Yeah,
South of the baseball, softball, we've got property there, and then we've got, that, Neath, Ryan and Sharon.
Jorgensen's farms. I mean, talking about even places that we could.
Yeah, potential
There's
for
quite-
another
Oh,
residential.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a few.
I thought you were
There's quite a
talking-
few.
New
If you
areas.
really get into
Okay.
a lot, you could think about, there's quite a few.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah, more to think.
Okay.
There's an area, between the interstate and Port Neal Road,
I mean,
south of the
we could
ditch.
even
there's-
get into annexing areas.
Mhm.
Right.
So maybe you can't get it bought because it's expensive, like Jorgensen's. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, I'm just saying,
Okay,
the right
I
person came in, you could get it.
misheard your question then, yes. I thought you meant of existing,
No,
already developed.
like potential. So, hey, in
I
10
got
years,
you.
I wanna buy a land and put 40 houses in it.
Yeah.
You know,
That's all part of our comprehensive plan that we
Mhm.
put together.
Yeah, and I think similar to where Ryan's area is, if they school, I mean, I don't know that the ball fields are enough to want people to build south of that east campus, but certainly once you get your first
Mhm.
building up there, if it ever happens, that'd be a pretty, I don't know, I think
Is that
people would be
even
it
in-
does seem
motivated.
like it would be a
South-
prime spot.
south of the baseball field, the 220, that's not even, or the 210th Street, that's not even incorporated Sergeant Bluff.
The first
It is,
bit-
yeah.
The first bit is,
Yeah.
Cooks isn't, but the first part is.
Well, where the school owns property, right?
Yep.
But then south of that, all the way to 210th
We
Street.
have some.
Oh, there is a little bit more in there? Okay.
Yeah, I think
quite a
there's
bit.
120
Probably
acres.
Enough for 180 homes in there,
Oh, is there? Okay.
just south of it.
Because I just know like where Schultz lives and,
Yeah, once you get to Warrior, it
once
sucks
you get
back in.
down there, You're
Yeah.
past.
okay.
But there's, I think there's 340-acre tracts just south of the school that they got annexed in.
Okay.
Breezy, was that their last
I
name?
think they own the rest of it, but that's, some of it's theirs probably.
But yeah, you're right, Schultz isn't.
Yeah.
I think the Dolph Eivner is underneath that's one reason why he was building too.
That was the one I was talking about before.
Yeah. The one that's building now, just off of 220th, just south.
Oh, yeah.
That was part of the reason why he was doing this, because of tax rate.
Yeah, and we annexed those in
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years now.
So south of 220 is ours or just north of 220?
The new one's going in,
The
there's a
the
little
south.
subdivision.
Yeah, that's all still currently in the county. Both
But,
sides.
but it's our, what'd we do there?
We just within 2 miles and got to say yes or no to things.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's all we can do.
yeah.
So now there's talk on south of that is on Savings Fire Department, both sides on certain wall.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the line.
That's the line. Right down the middle of
Yeah,
that
it would
road.
benefit them
220th.
from an insurance standpoint to annex in. Yeah, but there's something else.
I just appreciate everybody just being open and just talking about it a little bit, so we could kind of, there's something
Yep.
else we can help. I think just talking about it, let you hear what some of the questions are, so.
We needed to get the wheels turning,
Yeah.
because you
thought.
can't, you
Yeah,
can't
no,
wait
it's-
till November when this is due
Yes, please
into
do.
December.
It's important.
And there's, like I said, there's a lot of business people out there wondering.
Well, yeah, people that supply garage doors, Stokes Electric.
HVAC.
Electric,
plumbing.
plumbers,
If they
HVAC,
benefit.
electricians, carpenters.
How many new houses have gone up in the last 2 years?
Yeah, that, there, oh, I don't know what happened.
Or new builds, I should say, it doesn't have to be a house, but
Oh, I don't have that exact, that number had fence permits and stuff in there.
There's somebody saying-
You got Lucas Ferdy, .1, look where it is, 2 years ago compared to what's that? I'll get you the number, I'll send it to you. It's,
okay.
.1's almost full.
Mhm.
Because there's only a handful of lots left in there.
Yeah, it was just in that.
I think we're way heavy. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't, like I said, I don't know if there's 20, because I've walked through there and I don't think there's 20 there,
Mark.
because they're building a lot of those, so.
Mhm.
Mark, is that you on the line?
It is.
Okay.
There you
I
go.
apologize. I thought we started in at 5:30, not 5.
We did.
We did
My
start at
apologies.
5:30. You're on a different time zone.
Yeah, it's 4:30 here.
6:30 here.
Oh, I'm way late then. My apologies. I was off. But, you know,
How's that Grand Canyon doing?
and not quite there yet. Working our way that way tonight. I just had a couple questions. I've been listening. All good comments. I did want to thank Danny and Aaron and whoever else on staff that prepared information about the tax abatements. I appreciate it. I did have a couple of questions though. The notes about the tax, the residential assessment valuation, having grown, we really don't know though if the tax abatements have added to that or not. Would the town residential valuation still be the same without the abatements over the last 20 years or not? That's just a general comment I think I have. And then,
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to tell. You can argue both sides on that because I mean, all we knew is before we instituted the program, we were pretty much down to 5 or fewer a year.
Right.
But yeah, you
Right.
can't. It's a crystal ball nobody has.
and then, am I reading that right? That we've given abatements if somebody's added a swimming pool or a shed? I could be had on the shed, but I think a swimming pool is a bit much.
It was the
Is
increase
that
of the
in-
home value, right?
Yeah, if it increases the property, whether it's
So we can eliminate those amenities.
yeah, I mean, it'd be something you could take out of the
Right.
of allowable.
Allowable assessments.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
there was-
just kind of struck me as odd.
I agree.
Yeah, it was. I mean, yeah, it was one that came in. It was a really nice underground pool, and the county said it raised the total value by 60,000 or whatever it was. So
Yep.
it was only that piece that became abated, not the whole house, but whatever is improved.
Right. Right. And then
Yeah.
in December 2021, it says something about the council, we included multi-residential. So does that mean like Riverview, apartments got a tax abatement?
Yeah, they were considered commercial before, so it was more of a, the state code required us to add that designation. It wasn't anything we chose to do, it was something we had to do. Because the
Yeah,
state
because that,
considered them as, residential units, but Yeah, they
to
ended up
me, the
getting that.
developer they're getting the abatement. I mean, I don't know how that translates down to the renters or other poor people. So I think that one's a little odd.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think most of you know, generally, I haven't been in favor of continuing the tax abatement. I think like Kirk has kind of talked about there and others, are we even to the level where we need it anymore? I don't know how much more housing we're going to have within the city limits, but.
Sure.
And then my last comment is there are a couple of houses in town, I think in the last couple of years, probably close to $1 million. And we're really putting a subsidy of a tax abatement on for somebody like that. I think there's a feeling in town that there's a lot of people that have been in town forever and paid their full share of taxes. And meanwhile, there have been a lot of abatements for a lot of other people. And is that a fair thing for everybody in town? That's kind of my take on it.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I don't know how soon you got on, Mark, but yeah, it's the perspective looking at it as growth for a community versus individual. Yeah, it's, I guess to the point of the.
Don't misunderstand me. I certainly want the town to continue to grow. I'm not trying to do that. My question is, do we grow even without the tax abatement? And I think we do, because we have a lot of amenities that other communities don't have. You mentioned neighboring towns, but I think somebody's going to pick Sergeant Bluff, not just because of the abatement, but because of all the other things we have going on positively.
I don't disagree with you. The one question I have is, are you going to get developers?
I would echo that. No, I'm thinking about that.
It's one of those, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. I don't know.
I think part of it is because knowing that the city of Sioux City is still offering it, knowing that
Right.
the smaller town, like that's the piece that, it does make me wonder.
Right.
And I do understand the discrepancies between, people who built here long before tax abatement was a thing. And then now over the last, 2005, so almost 20 years that we've had, is that approximately, give or take, of
16.
so maybe so only
16,
10,
yeah,
so
yeah.
only 10 years, but there's been so much growth over, it's just, I don't know. I do appreciate that greatly, but I also would not want to see developers turn by us because of that either. And I know because I know there are so many other communities that are offering it.
It just goes back to the question, why do people want to live here? And we all know that reason.
Well,
Why?
School.
What about the ones that don't have kids?
They've lived here because of
No,
either
the ones
kids
that-
go through
The
school.
ones that will move here and build that don't have children, they go to the school district.
Because of the rest of the community, the amenities, the parks,
I'm just
the
asking.
safety of the community, the cleanliness. of
Yeah,
the
I'm
community.
just trying to open up the mind.
Well, I'm just saying, the number one reason why anybody is moving to Sergeant Bluff, for the most part. If you polled 10 people, why are you coming to Sergeant Bluff? I want my kids to go to school. Would probably be the number one reason. I just talked to, at Sergeant Bluff Golf outing, I talked to the Morningside men's basketball coach. And we're talking and it's like, I didn't know he lived in Sergeant Bluff. My wife gave me no other option for our kids to go to school. So we moved to Sergeant Bluff. I mean, you just constantly hear that over and over and over. Schools. So I think they're coming regardless. Which is, we almost gotta look at it.
I had
And-
two other,
That won't sound arrogant or bragging, but we built a reputation for a lot of years as a place, as a destination place that you want to live, and I don't think I'm gonna go. That was between me and Hinton or us and Lawton. I think Sergeant Bluff wins every time. I don't think a tax abatement's gonna stop them from coming here.
and that's kind of my position as well, Kurt, thanks. I did have two other questions though for Aaron, maybe. There's one of the bullet points said that the school tax levy that it has been exempt won't be anymore. What does that mean?
No, yeah, that might have been confusing the way I wrote it. So in July of 24, the legislature passed a law that on abatements, you can no longer abate any of the property value for the school tax levies. So maybe I used a double negative on you on that one, but so everything that was valued January 1st of 25, which would be going into our upcoming fiscal year, anything that was applied and received an abatement, 100% of their value has to be applied to the school levy. They get zero abatement for school taxes.
Okay.
Said it
Okay,
3 different times. Hopefully that makes sense.
thank you for that.
So,
All right.
yeah, so school bond is not affected by the abatements anymore for the time of the abatement. Or the other general levy for the schools.
And my other question was, do we have any history of tracking if any individuals use the abatement program repeatedly or at least 1 or 2 times? So if I build a house 10 years ago and then I say, you know what, I'm getting close to the end of my tax abatement, I think I'm going to build a different house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Do
probably,
you have any
I don't know
kind of
how,
background?
I don't know if we've,
I would guess less than 12.
well, yeah, we could try and find that. I don't know that we track it. I mean, there's certainly a lot of contractors that'll buy a lot, build a lot, sell it so that, but you're talking actual property owners that,
Yeah, I'm talking individual property owners, yeah, not developers. I'm just curious if that is happening in town. I hear people say that, but I don't know if they actually back it up.
I wonder if Michelle at the auditor's office could give us
I'll
that.
find some.
So we don't have any way to track it, I don't think, other
I'd
than,
have to dig through the
No, we'll get-
applications, which
yeah,
take copies.
we'll try and find that.
I know it's happened at least once or twice minimum, just because I knew, but I don't know how prevalent that is.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all I have for input.
It's the coffee farm one.
Oh, yeah,
It's only generated $2
Right.
a
right.
Once somebody buys that,
Well, then
without the
what-
structure, that goes to 2,000.
What about that other?
So you guys wanna wrap
Just
this
look
up
at
and then
that
move
too.
on to the next one and then we'll bring it back again and talk more.
we just need to know what else we need to bring back.
Just a quick question.
Yep,
Who's running this meeting?
just trying to help out.
So, so I just got, I'm just,
Cause I'm thinking the same thing.
oh, okay, that's just brings my point again. Okay, so we have a new build. I'm just gonna use C again
See,
The
The-
C Street.
on the tax.
The tax
abatement
abatement application.
application that we just approved.
oh, C Street,
Yes,
okay, okay,
okay,
My bad.
Oh,
so
he's using the letter C.
yeah,
letter
Yeah,
C.
C
Just
and
gonna
also
refer to it
C
as
Street.
okay, C Senor.
C.
C,
Okay, so
Well, yeah.
Beacon showing it as 0.32 acres public record says the lot sold for $25,000 and they're throwing a tax abatement on there for $540,000.
Did Ryan do the math for you?
No, I'm looking at these, and I did my research last night on what the lots, what the property owner bought the lot from and who he bought it from. But anyway, and then they throw, and that's just, and I'm not singling that one out, but that's what I'm just using for an example. And then well, my assessed value, or the value is $540,000 on this, in this case.
There's a rollback on the tax part of that.
Yeah.
So that. the
But who's
value-
putting that value? Is that just,
The county assessor just
We don't do
determines
anything.
that.
County does that.
so the county gave him that $540,000?
I don't think so.
No, ultimately, what happens is when they'll come in, they'll ask me, what do I need to put on there? And I'm like, can you give me basically an estimate or approximation as to what it costs for you to build on top of your land? They don't always know exactly. Ultimately, it's up to the assessors what they're gonna value it at.
And that won't happen
Understanding
until
it.
January.
I said it, but it just gives the council sort of an approximate
Okay.
idea of the ballpark
Okay.
of what you're
Oh,
asking
you're,
for
I
the
didn't know you
abatement
were
to be.
looking, I'm sorry.
So, yeah.
He's looking at the application
Yeah.
itself,
So,
and they wrote that in
It's
there.
a handwritten number in there, so I'm just saying, okay, I'm going $500,000 D Street,
On that lot.
I'm just not seeing it.
Walt
Yeah.
bought the property.
So I'm going, okay, so, but Danny said makes a lot of sense, so then we get that.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it could be
assessor,
quite a bit.
And then it
different.
goes,
Yeah.
It could be
So when it comes
300,
in
it
at
could be
380.
300, we don't really know.
Yeah.
gotcha,
Yeah.
okay, that was my
It was
question.
just working fine.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Let me look at the one next door.
yeah,
Yeah, and yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
maybe to
bring
the,
that up. Here's a question,
That's the county.
I'm just throwing this out there, does anybody know?
That's the county.
The county, so on that
That's
same,
fine.
on Beacon here, so the
Next
land
door
assessed
neighbor
value in
with a
twenty
water will come
twenty-five, the land was assessed for $15,380. In 2026, when now a house being built on it, the county assessed it for $3,840. Anybody know why the
My guess is.
$12,000?
they split the lot.
Split that lot.
Oh, did they?
So that was one lady's lot and she must be related to them. So she split off her lot.
Oh, is that what
So
it is?
it's smaller than what so the total was 15 and we split that off, the threes on that. That's my guess. I haven't looked at that particular letter C house, but that's my guess.
Okay. Sorry, I just probably didn't really pertain to anything, but we're gonna throw it out there while we're
Oh, that's fine.
chit chatting about it, so. Continue. So longer I talk here, shorter I have to talk.
As you know, that house is squeezed in there, so.
It's, yeah,
There's not much lot around.
Very
it's
squeezed
a
in.
small lot.
So I was just kind of curious. Anyway,
Yeah, and they haven't assessed the new house yet. They won't do that till after the building permit's done and then it goes into January. So I'm sure that 3,000 is going to get adjusted, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I guess part of what I look at is the long term. I mean, when you talk about the $1 million house, yeah, in the short term during the abatement, you know, it's getting abated for a short time, but it's going to be 4 times the value. Long term, they're going to bring in once it's off the abatement. But yeah, I guess it's kind of a short season and it gets rolled on to the tax rolls, but
Is there a thing, can you do a 5-year abatement?
No,
You can't. It's either.
Well,
three or
if
10.
ours,
oh,
Well,
we can
ours
do
is written.
that,
Yeah,
but what
We-
we have is the 3 and the 10.
Okay, I just wondered
Yeah.
if it was ever, if we would ever, like, if I didn't even know if that was a thing, so.
Yeah, we make the rules. I mean,
The only other comment I'll make, just real quick, from a finance standpoint, new property value gets to come in at 100%, where everything else is coming in at 2% growth, stagnant. So having new homes will raise our taxable funds that we get into the coffers. It's hard to explain to you, but
So for,
only new homes go in at full value, everything else is at 8% every year.
because it shows growth of the community.
They don't wanna cap that growth, because they would cap that growth at 2%, but they're gonna let you have that at full value coming in.
Okay.
So, for what it's worth, just another comment.
What does that translate
Guys,
into?
I knew you were gonna ask me that. Actually, I don't have that answer, but I'll try to create something
Okay,
That explains that.
That's that 2% cap you're talking about
Right.
on existing properties.
The new, yeah, their new fund.
The state's not,
And I don't know the whole ins and outs of it yet, so we're still trying to learn on it, but yeah.
So let's go to the other side. What's our commercial abatement plan? What do we currently have?
Right now,
We
we're
don't have
using TIF as our abatement,
Okay,
and that's they get a dollar amount and then they pay their taxes and then they get a check cut back to them after they pay them. And that's based on an agreement that the building agreement that we do with them. I'll just give you an example. Oak Hill, they were gonna redo it all and everything. That's residential one. So their TIF was $2 million, something like that, but they had to spend a lot to get their value up. And that's ahead of schedule. And it's just rebated back each year as it goes until that 2 million hits, which could be, in that case, it'll probably be 15 to 17 years before we actually pay that whole thing back to them. So at that point, that was a commercial
Mhm.
thing when we did that one. Other ones get, a lot of times we use the TIF, we use the 3-year abatement scenario with the businesses that come in. What they would have got for the abatement, we use as a.
yeah, the odd part of it is we had the commercial abatement program for 5 years and nobody asked for it. They all wanted TIF.
Yeah.
So,
But I think
but then now we're starting to get businesses that are asking for the
abatement,
commercial abatement, which we would have to have a whole new public hearing and ordinance just for that. The only abatement program we have is that covers the entire city for residential. It's the only abatement we have as of today. But I agree with incentivizing the commercial. I mean, I think we need to do
I
that.
think
Probably add that extra
that should come back.
arrow in the quiver
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
so.
but then I would wonder then if you're doing it for commercial and we would see commercial growth, then, would residential follow the like,
Employees coming with the commercial.
yeah,
businesses,
exactly,
new
because they would want to
businesses.
live here where the companies are building, right? Just more to consider.
Mhm.
Not one way or the other, but just things to be thinking about.
And that's why we started this discussion early.
I think
the
that's
year.
good.
So are we all good to move on?
Yeah, I mean, the question is gonna be once Jan comes back with the development agreement,
Right,
do we,
right.
what are you gonna do? So,
But we got things started.
yep.
So very good,
Discussion.
very good. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of good comments. All right, so we'll move on to number 7 there, resolutions. Letter A, resolution 2614, setting the salaries and wages for employees of the city of Sergeant Bluff fiscal year 26-27. This would be, is this a Danny thing or
Probably not.
No.
no?
Jason?
I could
A
talk-
Jason thing?
So, union salaries set most of our salaries in the city. The union salaries, police department was 3.5% and public works was 4%. Again, all negotiated 3 years ago when we had huge, inflation and stuff. So, those are set. And then all general staff, Aaron, Danny, Parks and Rec, and everybody else, came in at 2.5%. The only difference with that would be the police chief. He was at 6% in this, and that was kind of a review when he got 6 months in. He was supposed to get a review, and that didn't happen. And so, long story short, that's where that one came in at. And then I think Rosendahl got 3.5 to keep him up with the police department's union rate. But everybody else was 2.5, and then am I missing anything, guys?
Do you ever look at individual employees other than the high ups and alter, like a clerk, and give them more than
Yep.
somebody
And we have
else?
in the past, yes.
Yeah. But this year it was just 2.5 across the board.
No incentives in there,
Incentives,
incentive, bonuses, pays, nothing, I mean. Okay.
we can always add them.
No, I don't think.
Now you're okay with spending money.
Bonuses.
You
Who
know,
are you saying we should add
in
them
that
to?
budget, you know, we might throw a little your way.
No, 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 there's
Bonuses are frowned upon in the
Yeah,
public sector.
yeah, public sector does not do those. So. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Good question, Andrea, but yes, they. You know, again, next year is gonna be tougher, 2% across the board. For us, from a general fund standpoint, makes it hard to give too much in a raise. You run out of money pretty fast, so. They're our biggest value, we gotta take care of them, but I think that, we'll have to kind of find other ways to try to take care of the employees a little bit with some maybe recognition, some meals, something like that, to kind of gives them something more than just,
We've done some with the vacation bank
Yep.
being, I mean, we've done some things.
Free pool memberships.
might be. So any other questions on that, in general? That's kind of they're all on there, aren't they? Did you up a little bit?
Yeah, yeah, so
The main
all
people?
that goes to the salaries.
So-
and everybody that we talked about.
Thanks.
Okay. Call for a motion.
I'll make the motion to approve settings of salaries and wages for employees of the city of Sergeant Bluff. FY 26-27.
I'll second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Right.
All opposed, motion carries. So we'll jump to ordinances. Ordinance 772, amending provisions pertaining to electric service rates with and without load management. This is the third and last reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion second, any further discussion on this?
When's that going to effect in July?
Yes,
Well, it'll be the
that's-
August bill,
August,
right?
bill? Okay.
Is
Yeah,
that right?
Yes, essentially the,
That's what I
the usage from June 20th to July 20th, for the bill comes out at the beginning of August, due August 20th. It's complicated, but the August bill, basically, that people
Okay.
will get.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. Ordinance 773, amending water rates for service and bulk water sales, third and final reading.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed, motion carries. And ordinance 774, amending chapter 77 of the Code of Ordinances regulating personal electric vehicles classified as motorized scooters, electric bicycles, and other personal transport vehicles. First reading with the new changes.
Changes in red.
I will say I'm on a mayor's email throughout the state. And there are a lot of communities that are developing around this, the same issues that we're having here.
I see them very similar to the one we put, everyone I've seen
And
is
they're very,
almost like
they're very,
identical
very similar.
to what we
The
have.
only one I don't see is they're not directing helmets like this council has done.
Right, yeah.
I did run into the instructor of Western Iowa Tech that does the moped instructing up there. He said that they used to have 25 to 30 students in a moped class. Now they only have maybe 5.
Mhm.
The reason is
Who needs a moped?
mopeds are more expensive.
Yep.
They have laws that you have to follow.
Yeah.
Where the electronic scooters that we're trying to cover and most of the communities around the area are trying to cover and throughout the state don't have laws to abide by.
That's interesting.
So that comes from the moped instructor. So. And I just, Sioux Center just came out with one yesterday or today, I believe. So it's been a
I
long,
can Look at that one.
They got a nice flyer that the
and I think
Sioux
once
City
we get,
put out.
once this gets developed, I think we need to develop a flyer
Oh,
to make it simplified.
I like Sioux City's flyer.
Yeah, and
Those are
Sioux
nice.
Centers was
Sioux
pretty
Center's
good
got
too.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's a bunch we can get. Okay.
What's that? ADA?
ADA compliant.
Oh, ADA compliant? Okay, yeah, they have, yeah, bigger town.
Is the PD seeing any, making any stops, seeing any,
We've actually seen a lot of improvements.
Okay,
just from the
changes?
top,
Okay.
Going on in the city, so, most kids are have started wearing helmets. I see more with them on now than without. They're doing better. I think they're afraid at this point in time. Maybe the parents have instilled fear into them. So I think that's good. So, it's trending the right way, which is really good.
and, you know, as I am a street walker.
Streetwalker.
That's the wrong thing. That's the wrong thing.
I'm kidding regarding the comment that was made.
Yeah.
I'm out walking quite a lot. And I have pretty, a
Well, they
number
should
of
keep their
without the
humor.
lights, is that something you can be watching for?
Well, some of them come with lights and some of them don't.
Okay,
So those ones just can't be out after dark.
okay.
I don't know if anything can be, I get. But, the more expensive models come with headlights, taillights, the really low end Walmart ones don't.
You're still double writing though.
Yeah,
Are
I've
they?
seen that
Mhm.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that in here? No
Yeah,
double
oh yeah,
rating?
absolutely.
in there,
It's
yeah.
like,
And we've only
you
had.
just passed it.
2 calls in the past few weeks. So. Not many calls from the public generated to us.
Oh, single
Or
rating.
more in the last 2 week period, so it's. Got better.
Unless it's specifically designed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, if you see something, call.
I had my finger on the button, but then they dove into a house, so.
That's usually what happens when we get there.
Mhm.
They're already gone.
Okay, if we're all happy, I'll call the motion for the first reading.
Make the
Go ahead.
motion, I'll make the motion.
Mark one in on anything?
Is Mark still on?
Yeah, he's still on. Are you?
I'm on,
available, Mark?
I'm on, but I'm really there, so you guys just go for it.
Fair.
I'm just
Alright.
learning and getting smarter.
Okay,
Are you doing
I'll
the Chevy
second.
Chase look at the Grand Canyon?
Yes.
I'll second Sherry's motion.
Okay. We got a first and a second motion on the first reading of the ordinance of electric vehicles and scooters, bicycles. Any further discussion? All in favor?
I,
All opposed? Motion carries.
you didn't get Mark.
I waited for him.
He's gotta vote one way or the other.
He said he was going with whatever we thought.
Mark, are you okay with me marking you down as an affirmative for these ordinances?
Yes.
That's an aye.
That was an eye. I.
Yeah, I didn't know if he fell off.
I know, but
Follow the
I just don't want it to be,
Yeah, no, good call. All right, Aaron, your report.
So. And our Perry's doing, repairs or upgrades for the MCI building complex. Hopefully you've seen that out there. They've painted things up to match. So that's been good. I'm not sure what we were trying to figure out what is going in there, but.
I got it, but I can't, I'll just, I'll get to you in a second.
Okay. Kind of a just distribution of goods, type of a use. Subway strip mall area. See a bunch of facade updates. There's I think it's an audiologist going in. An existing business that was in the mall is coming out, and so that's looking really nice. I think they've been and coordinating with Mateo and Subway, so those are looking pretty sweet. Hopefully they get that done pretty soon. What you got?
Kidsy, it's KIDSY is the name of the company.
Kidsy, so it's like children's
That's nothing to do with kids,
No,
but
it
just
doesn't.
Kidsy is the name of it.
I
KIDZY.
think it's a distribution
That's fine.
thing.
That's why. Railroad, so we've got a meeting with VK on Thursday. I've been talking with one of the engineers at UP. So we're gonna be trying to determine what can be done to improve the crossings, what would be our cost, what would be UP's cost, so. Then I'll be moving forward. I'll let you know, Andrea, if I need any help. on
Okay,
that.
I'm here.
Here. Got our 30% plans for C Street and West Ridge Road, so we'll be reviewing those. Get that going. Dr. Yule had a tour, some of you guys were able to make it. So they are looking at moving July 10th through the 13th from one building to the next, so. More to follow there. Appreciate the support of the council and the project. Anthony's got the National Weather Service coming for a meeting after our storms. That's on the 23rd of June, so a lot of area fire services are gonna come to that, so they wanted us to host, so that's pretty cool. Archives, that's McRoberts by the Sergeant Bluff Smiles. They're gonna be moving forward pretty soon with footings, getting that going, so we've looking at their site plan and getting that wrapped up, so calling it the Archives,
Mhm.
so.
They said August on their Facebook post yet last night.
That's aggressive.
Whoa, but they'll be done?
Said coming August,
Oh, wow,
the archives.
wow, okay.
Maybe August 31st.
Although I think some of the
That water
space.
park's going in Sioux City last year too.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Wow, that was blowing socks.
It's true though.
Well, I think they're leaving part of the building unfinished to kind of build a suit, so maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a chance, but
It's nice that the sidewalk's done now.
yeah.
that was-
That's good.
Get the kids through. So yeah, so they've got. I think that's about all I got.
Oh, excuse me, coming fall 2026.
There you go. That would be accurate.
Oh, it'll work out.
The archives.
It's
store
social
and strip
media.
mall.
I didn't think they wanted to call it
Strip
that though.
mall.
I didn't think they wanted to call it that, but
Yeah,
Strip mall, no.
yeah,
you just forwarded the post from Koskovich, Murphy and Company.
yeah. Yeah, they're the general contractor.
Yeah. Now leasing suites.
They'll have, their main thing will be right up against Port Neal. Kind of an upstairs mezzanine. They're gonna make it look pretty cool.
So is all this gonna face north,
South.
south?
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Yeah, the back of the building will be facing the dentist
Dentist
office
office, okay.
parking lot.
Hmm.
But the mezzanine, I mean, they'll be facing, their part will be facing probably both Port Neal and to the south, but.
Yeah, we never saw a site plan. Can we see one of those?
That's right.
Yep.
I got it.
It's a small enough site, it
Oh.
goes through staff, but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
we can,
no, I just,
yeah, I think I have some architectural rendering.
Yeah,
Good
right
one to
here.
see.
oh, you got it?
There you go.
Architectural.
Look at you go.
She also posted that. There's one, there's two, there's three, there's four, there's five, there's six.
6 pictures?
6 potential buildings.
Does it seem like that's enough space?
So 6 potential
Units?
units, yeah.
I think there's
No,
4.
there's only 4 total.
Hmm.
Their picture might be just different looks on the front of it. That makes it look that way.
Hard to know where the divider is.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a clock tower.
What? Jeez. I don't know if I've seen, that'd be that's
We're gonna have
about,
a fireplace if that helps. any.
yeah, upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Clock tower.
Oh, yeah.
I should follow that.
That's a detail that maybe Aaron and Anthony have seen more than I have.
Yeah, that is only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's all I got.
Maybe.
Anyway.
Okay, anything from the council for the good?
I would like to give kudos to the people who are coordinating the garage sales for this weekend, because that brings a lot of people to the community and it is a positive.
They're not coming here for the schools.
Bringing them into town for, they'll probably grab a sandwich in between.
Oh, they'll bring,
Like,
oh,
good for the
yeah,
community.
that's a very good point.
So to whoever's coordinating it, I would give a
Shoot.
shout out.
I don't know if we know. Are they stealth?
I do.
Oh, you do.
I'm on their Facebook page.
It's not Ryan, is it?
Nicole, isn't it?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
You're not the coordinator?
Yeah. Not gonna do it.
Anybody else have anything?
The only thing I have, we talked about this budget, Jason, the resurfacing and redoing it on the Airview. Are we still moving forward with that in 2026 or?
There is no budget for that at this point in time. It's something that we'll have to bring back as a spend out of.
CIP,
What's that?
a CIP?
Out of, I don't think it's in CIP, is it?
Road use funds that are,
Road use.
Road use funds
Funds that are over the 25% cash allowance. Okay. So whatever our yearly expenses are, we have to keep 25% in that fund. We have excess in there over that 25%, so we could use that. Council will just have to come back and actually vote that in. Just didn't make any, but we only get like 100,000 in budget, so that would eat that up. We had no road fix other than that, so it's got to be something different from that.
so you want, see if we get an estimate or a quote
Hmm.
for it.
Yeah, I'll call you.
Okay.
Talk about it.
Anybody else?
Did we get a photo eye on the light tunnel then?
Still waiting.
I just see that they're off, so I didn't know.
I think somebody probably shut it off in the cabinet again.
More to come.
Oh, photo, okay,
It's when it's light out, they're not on.
gotcha.
I don't know if anybody else has been here, but has anybody else heard across the interstate that sounds like a construction zone every morning,
Sabre.
on weekends and everything else like that?
Yeah, Sabre building.
And it doesn't seem like it's getting any less. It actually seems like it's picking up.
You've been over by there?
Well, I don't need to. I'm out walking here, clear over here.
No, I'm just, it's a humongous.
Oh, I know,
project,
yeah,
so.
I know.
Yeah, so that's what that is. Cause I can hear it too, as soon as I step out my door. Being over here. But yeah, they got a major project going on over there. And I'm sure you could probably hear it
It's
pretty
just
well.
called their business.
That
I think they're just building what they're doing.
Yeah, there's times it sounds like there's man, what just blew up?
It actually covers up to the sound of the gun range.
Okay. Anybody else? All good? I just want to give kudos to the fire department, the police department, on taking care of our family that are home got struck by lightning.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great response on how they took care of them. And I will do a shout out to, this came from the fire chief, Preston Tooley. It's one of our fire employees, is now a fully certified EMT with our department, both state and national. But he's the newest. So that's all I got. Motion adjourned.
Motion.
Second.
Or
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
Motion carried. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody.